Good morning. Just letting everybody in here. Hopefully my microphone is working. I see some movement in the corner there. A second here. Check one, two. Okay. All right. Looks like we're good. Just everyone's just jumping in. Everyone's loading in here. So give us a second. Appreciate you guys joining us this morning. Excited about going through Canva. It's been a minute since I've done a Canva class. There has been quite a few changes in the last year, specifically the last 6 months with Canva. It's crazy how fast things change, especially with the introduction of artificial intelligence, AI now baked into Canva. It really is something you need to come back and revisit because it's ever growing and changing. Canva, I think, is gunning for Photoshop. So for a lot of folks who are familiar with Adobe Suite and Adobe Photoshop, Premiere, After Effects, just the whole gamut of different products that they offer, Canva is really gunning for them. And they've done a lot in the way of building some really cool technology into their platform. So it is widely used, probably one of the most widely adopted and utilized social media platforms, or sorry, graphic design platforms. And namely for us, we're utilizing it for social media. So we're going to cover some basics for you today and get into some of the AI stuff and just talk about some of the general designs that are available. By all means, please, if you have any questions, comments, go ahead, unmute yourself. Feel free to leave your camera off. Not a big deal whatsoever. Let me jump over here and share my screen, and we'll get us going with Canva. So you guys may or may not know, my name is Keith Flynn. I'm the Director of Digital Marketing here at West USA. March will be coming up on 10 years. So been here a minute, seen a thing or two, just like the farmers and commercial. I know a thing or two because I've seen a thing or two. So hopefully you guys are rocking and rolling, getting excited for the end of the year, finishing strong. Definitely see a lot of uptick in folks attending and being on classes. So whether you're comfortable with the chat box over there or just unmuting yourself, by all means, feel free. I'd like to keep this conversational and fun. If you see something and I did something differently that you do, or you have a suggestion, by all means. There's just so many really cool things that you can do with Canva and so many different ways to do it that everybody's got a tactic or an approach to it. So we definitely want to encourage sharing in a class like this. So whether you're new to Canva or whether you've been utilizing Canva for a while, one thing definitely does not change, and that is it's always changing. There's definitely a level of a learning curve that can be a bit of a challenge at times. The great thing about Canva and what I love is they have done a really good job of creating a community that creates a lot of how-to tutorials and videos for you. So spend some time up there in the top of the navigation under design spotlight, business education. Here's where you're going to learn a lot about the different tools and tactics that you can approach with it. Sorry, my lips bleeding. One of the nice things about Canva is they have a wealth of designers on staff who can do some really cool stuff, and they create a lot of templates for us. Man, my lip is just bleeding real bad. I'm gonna turn my camera off for a minute because nobody wants to see my lip bleeding the way it is. So I apologize about that. One second here. All right. Okay, cool. So we're on my screen shared right now, so we're good to go there. When it comes to designs across the top, like I just mentioned, with your navigation, your business, there are a ton of different options for you. And I highly recommend jumping into those and taking a look at those different options that you have. What I love about the designers is they have created an amazing amount of templates. And if you haven't already done so, when it comes to your designs, the first and easiest thing to do is just type on the word real estate in your design search here, and you'll see there is just a number of templates. You guys, I'm going to hit pause for just a second, take 5 minutes here. I cut my lip really bad when I was shaving, unfortunately, and I do apologize, but I am leaking. So just give me 1 second. Okay, I think I got the tourniquet around my neck now, so I'm good. Just kidding. I do apologize about that. We will definitely cut this out of the replay. So that is wild. All right. So what I love about the use of Canva is, again, the ability just to type in any keyword that's going to help you get to where you need to as far as the topic that in our particular case we're utilizing for real estate. And my number one takeaway for you guys is utilize the templates. There are amazing amount of templates, millions of different templates that you can use that are just a great jump off point for you to start creating your content. And as you can see here at the bottom, when I type in the word real estate, over 20,000 different templates that Canva has that are featured for and related to real estate. And so any one of these templates can be a great start off point for you. And the nice thing is you can always customize those based on your color palettes, your templates, fonts, your logo design, anything that you need to use specifically for branding to make it your own. Whether you choose to leave it as is and we just change out some of the specifics, the wording, whether that be like, for your home or your contact information, customizing it to you, or completely just change it up altogether. The great thing about any one of these templates designs is when you click on them, you can then bring those into your studio and you can start to edit them. Now, before I get going on those, I just wanted to, again, get everyone acclimated with the designs functionality over here on the left-hand side and the use of your templates or the use of the navigation bar for when you're creating designs. Now, one of the first things that jumps off right there is Magic Studio. I will jump into there. We'll talk about Magic Studio. That itself could be a whole separate class, but I did want to introduce it since it is part of the basics for us who are getting going on utilizing Canva for the first time, and or maybe like a novice or an intermediate level user. Your project folder is real self-explanatory. You've got tons of projects in here. If you ever want to house any of your designs, your looks, your folders based on your concepts, your images, your assets, anything that you've created in the way of videos, they will all live in there for you. And you can go back in and find them at an easy clip for you there. Your template folder or the template icon on the left-hand side here. Again, Canva's got a great algorithm that's built into it. So as you're adding keywords, as you're adding, real estate words, searches, keywords that are relevant to what you're creating, Canva starts to learn what a lot of the scope learns a lot of the scope of your service or the scope of your practice or what you're looking to create, and will start to offer designs upon your return. So obviously I create some stuff for my son's football videos and the things that he's doing, which is sports. And so naturally it's going to start to figure out that, all right, well, based on your keyword searches and the designs that you've created, inspired by your last design, they'll start to offer up other really cool things that you can do and again enhance the quality of your work and really give that perception of a professional design, which is really awesome. And then of course make some other suggestions based on things that you've created in the past. So definitely jump into those templates, and as you whether you have or you are someone who's used it quite a bit and you haven't visited that template side, you'll start to see that it's learning what you create or what you commonly create, and so you'll start to get some really cool quality stuff. You'll see what's trending, what's new, what hot news templates have been created. And of course, we can always customize those. Your brand tab over here, if you have not taken advantage of this, I highly recommend doing this. Now, again, we're dealing with both free and a paid version of Canva. Canva free, if you've been using it at no cost, that's fantastic. You can certainly get away with utilizing it. They just offer a ton of free stuff, but you will notice that there are some functionality and available designs that are not available, or designs that are not available until you've purchased a pro plan. Highly recommend as a pro user. The cost is very minimal, so which is really nice. On a yearly plan, I believe it's a little over $100, so roughly 10 to a little over $10 a month. So that's for all that you get. That's amazing. And I highly recommend that. And so for $120 for the year, again, it's an essential cost for your business. So it's a write-off, reduce your tax liability. So I would 100% encourage it. And I think that you're going to get a lot of bang for your buck, especially when you start getting into video, which is not even something we're going to really cover on today. But as somebody who has the need to create some designs, the video aspect of it is a whole nother world. And their video components are really coming a long way. And so if you're someone who's looking to create a walk and talk video or just real nice cool pan shots of a home, you have the ability to come back, take all your clips, upload those in from the mobile app, and then they'll all be into your project designs, and you can start to create videos and add overlays, voiceovers. So there's some really cool functionality in there that you can get all for, again, like a little over $10 a month. So it's really awesome. Okay, so on the left hand side, I was talking about your brand kit. For those of you who may have taken advantage of this with your pro plan or not, you can upload your logos, your color palette, your designs. And so obviously I have one here for West USA, and we've uploaded all the logos. I have all the logos. I've got some snipes in the corner, which are these little ribbons in the corner to add a little cool layered effect to it, a little more 3D feel for the design. And of course, all of our divisions, as well as keeping in compliance with the MLS equal fair housing, and your logos, both dark and a reversed, which is a light version, just depending on what your background is. If you don't have these logos, and the most important, the snipes, those are nice, but they do ask that you have the MLS, the realtor, fair housing, and then the logos on a lot of your marketing materials. If you don't have those, please you can email us at marketing@westusa.com, and we can provide those for you. They also live under the dashboard, my West USA dashboard. Ding, if I had a bell like Mike would ring, I'd ring the bell. Your dashboard will have these as well. So a couple different ways to get those. Reach out to us, make sure that you guys are in compliance and you're utilizing those. Now, with all that being said, we also have our color palette. So we have a design color palette with our hex codes here. We've uploaded those colors, so I know that I'm dealing with our primary colors for our company. Again, you branding yourself, whatever you want to use. If you have some primary colors, you could upload those to your color brand. And I'll show you how that works and why having Canva know all those ahead of time will make designs easier as you're in the editor and the canvas. Fonts, lots of default fonts. Depending on what you want to use, you can utilize the thousands that they have on hand, or if you're something that you find specifically, then you can upload those as well, and they'll always default for you. Your brand voice, this is something different here. So Magic Write can now sound like your brand. So as you could read right there, the brand voice guidelines basically allow you to help with AI assist. So it really starts to take on and learn more about your messaging, your ideas, what your goals are. And as you create content, not only are we doing graphic design, but now with the AI Studio, they have an option called Magic Write. So much like you would find on Chat GPT. Hold on, we're just gonna let these people in real quick. There we go.
And Keith, this is Kelly. If you have a second, I have a question about
Yeah,
that.
go for it, Kelly. What's going on?
Yeah, so this Magic Write can now sound like your brand. Okay, the brand voice thing. Are
Yes.
we talking about voice as in actually your sound, or would it be something like, oh, I'm writing my mission, I'm writing what this is all about, so now AI gets an idea of what that is? Or
Yes, it is. And sorry, thank you for clarifying. It is more of the brand messaging, the voice. So who you are, what you do, who your audience is. And so with AI, whether it's Chat GPT, Magic Write, the more input you put into in AI, the better your output. And so the more information I give the artificial intelligence about what my business is, what my occupation is, who my audience is, what my goals are, it'll start to help you write content for you designed to elicit or entice potential buyers and sellers to utilize you as a real estate agent. And so that was kind of like my little 30-second value proposition that I would tell AI, and then you could get into the dirt and get right into the niche of it. As a real estate agent in Phoenix and the surrounding cities, what your goal is. I'd like to work primarily with first-time home buyers, distressed sellers, investors, whatever your niche is. All that in mind for AI will help you craft better messaging and designs down the road. So adding your brand voice really will give them an AI a better idea of what your goal is and what you want to accomplish. So describing your brand, if you're a lifestyle brand or you have a widget, or for all those business owners that are out there, whether it's restaurant, retail, you name it, that really does help the brand create more of a better message for you. Any of your photos, your graphics, icons, any of your past work, uploading that into the brand kit will again help AI and in your creation for your designs down the road. So 100%, if you are using the paid version and have not created your brand kit yet, jump in there. And those are lots of things you can consider when it comes to all of your content. As you can see, we haven't loaded in a lot of it, a lot of designs I create from scratch, but by filling out and populating these, it will speed up your process when utilizing the brand kit. So really great tool there to use for sure. All right, let's go back to home and then apps. So this is a whole nother rabbit hole that we can go down. I will probably, and I know for a fact, I'm going to create another Canva class coming here in the next few weeks to follow up on this one, where we get into apps. So Canva has done an amazing job of creating apps that are designed around specific creations. So as you can see here for this particular one, customizing text with standout effects. So this particular app will allow you to elevate your designs by adding in, type letter font, different font sets, colors, as you can see here in that little screenshot overlay. What this does is allows you to create some amazing fonts and graphics that to enhance your design. So really cool tool. These apps do a ton of different fun things, generate images and a QR art from design. So like a QR code, but now they have QR art. So that art is designed specifically to take someone to a specific link or link out to a destination of your choice. Adding different effects like retro look, fill text outlines with images. So we've all seen this one before. This is a fun one. Basically, your image is behind it. And then what that does is it creates the font around it. So you get the image baked into it. Again, for anybody who was using Photoshop, before Canva was started going down this route, this would particularly take 20, 30 minutes for a savvy user. I've spent hours cutting out myself from a background. Now AI can do that for you with a simple click. Fun stuff. Make royalty-free soundtracks with AI. Really cool option here, excuse me, because these AI soundtracks are royalty-free. So you do not have to worry about paying anybody or having anybody send you a nasty letter that says you used my song without authorization. And so the nice thing is we can add some really cool music to our walk and talks, to any of our showcased videos or images that we want to use. Don't forget, when you're creating content for social media, you can take advantage of the power of video by making an animated graphic or something, or a component or two of your image moves. What that does is it tells social media that this is actually a video, not in the video sense that you and I are familiar with, where there's someone walking and talking on the screen, but any animated or animated effect or element that's on the design that moves, that automatically turns it into a video. And now AI, Facebook, Instagram, all social media thinks that's an actual image or a video. And you'll start to benefit from the algorithm and its reach for video that it definitely wants you to create. So really cool tool there. As you can see, we can go down this rabbit hole for all these different apps. There's some amazing apps in here that will help you enhance your designs, as well as integration. So top apps per teams. If you're using MailChimp or Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, you can add and pull designs right in from anything you may be utilizing. And again, another way to aggregate your content and link these together with your social media. And you can start to pull from there too, while you're making your designs. And you can see there everything from sales teams, human resources, you name it. AI powered, some pretty cool stuff down here as well. This particular voxel art one was really neat. I was just messing with this the other day, and in creating a design, I'm just going to choose like a Canva 1080 by 1080. And what I did was I actually pixelated a particular logo. In this case, I went to, get into our design here, West USA logos, and I'll show you just a few simple clicks, which is really nice. And you can import your logo, your designs, anything that you may have that's fun, like a graphic, and just giving it a little bit of a time here to upload. What this will do is this particular app will then create a digitize or a blocks logo. Now, that's not the result that I was hoping for, and certainly not one that I was expecting. That's interesting because that's not what I got last time. So of course it does this to me when I'm teaching a class, right? Let's do this. I'm going to click out of here and I will show you real quick what I had in mind for when I did mine. Let's just go here for design, and I'll show you under uploads. There we go. So this is what, like, this was my Flynn Media Group logo. It's more smooth and a solid color. In this case, what it did was it made it blocky, almost like, for those of us who are familiar with Roblox or Minecraft, it added an old, in like an 8-bit or 16-bit type digitized blocking to it. So it adds some cool elements. Apps like this are really going to do it all for you. You're going to choose what it does based on the descriptions and then add those elements to your design. So there's some really cool features there for you as well. All right, so back over here at the main screen, whether you are choosing any one of these categories that Canva offers as far as the types of elements that you can design, the templates that they offer, there's just so many different places to start off. For those of us who are creating simple designs, again, searching is the easiest thing for you to do. So in this case, I'm going to do a Facebook cover photo. Now I'm going to fly through like a cover photo. A cover photo, we'll do carousel and like a 5-star review for you, and just show you some basic elements that are really easy to use. Facebook cover. So basically what I'm telling you is I would like to create a Facebook cover, and I'm going to come down here. It already has those preset dimensions for me, which is nice that I don't have to worry about sizing. But what I will have here is then the cover photo templates. If I want to create from scratch, I can, or if I want to start with one of these design elements that's already existed, as you can see on the left-hand side, Facebook cover photos will fall under social media graphics, social media content creation. And so as I scroll down here, you'll see all the different types of options that you have when it comes to creating social media content. In this case, Facebook covers falls under this particular heading here. Now, if I wanted to jump in at the top here and look at all the different types of options they have based on Christmas, New Year's, fall fashions, you name it, these subcategories can take you down even further into specific designs for the holidays. As we know, summer's flying by here, and we're going to hopefully get into some cooler months soon. So we're going to be welcoming fall and then into Christmas. So if you were looking to create a design for the holidays, you're not going to have any issues finding some options for you, which is really nice. In this particular case, I want to do a quick search for real estate. If I can type here, Facebook. Okay, hello. I'm missing letters here. Let's see if we get a real estate Facebook cover photo, which I'm pretty sure there's something will come up. All right, cool. So with your designs here, so let's see, maybe we're going to do just a cool little branding piece. I'm new to real estate. My Facebook cover, my Facebook business page could use a really cool cover design. I'm going to choose this simplistic one here that has a Reese Miller. Real simple to use, nothing too. I like minimal. I do like color. I do like flash. I like some cool elements, but I also at times can really appreciate the simplicity, and sometimes less says more. So in this particular case, I want to create a branding or a cover photo that's branded for me. So when someone lands on my home page or my Facebook page, boom, they know who it is. It's me. It's got a great cover or headshot or a full shot of me, and then my contact information. So in this case, I'm going to customize this template. And when I say utilizing templates, the reason why templates are great to use and don't ever want to like steer away from those, there's no real need to reinvent the wheel each time. Now, if you're savvy with creating something from scratch, great. Just know from scratch it will take longer to create. So if you find a template that you like, great, stick with it, and then you can always morph it, change it, make some small changes to it, but without having to reinvent the wheel each time. It will speed up your process, and I find that to be the most beneficial at times. So easily clicking on a text or an element that I want to change. Once I do, I get some additional features at the top here. Anytime I click on an element and it changes purple, that means I'm in control. That means I'm going to edit or change that specific element to the design. If I clicked on the image of the girl or the signature, any elements here, the icons, they're all there for you to change and manipulate. Now, anytime I have it highlighted in purple, if I were to hit delete, it removes it or it deletes it completely from your design. Great way to remove something if you don't want to use it. I'm going to hit Command Z for Mac users, and that's going to undo what I just did. By double clicking on my design, all I have to do then is just start to type the word, my words, and it will replace them and customize that to me and not to Reese in this particular case here. If I want to change the fonts out, I can easily do that by coming up here and highlighting the name and then changing the font over here at the top and under my formatting. And as you can see, there are just a ton of options. If I want something blocky or if I want something collegiate, I can type in college. I can get some collegiate type fonts that go with it, or script, and that would give me some script options. As you can see there, if I find something that works. Remember, guys, when it comes to fonts, and I know Haley, our graphic designer, will definitely attest to this, fonts matter. So if you want it to be concise, if you want it to be easily digestible, stay away from delivering your message with heavy script. Nobody wants to read a description or your contact information or a value proposition or a review that has heavy script like this. It's not legible, it's hard to read, and it's taxing for a lot of folks. So if you want to get your message across clear and concise, keep it clean, keep it nice, keep it block, and keep it legible. So stay away from script unless it's a signature like she's doing here. Kelly, I feel like you have a question. Could you turn the
I
camera
do.
on?
In fact, you went right to it. You went to the signature there.
Yeah.
Like how do you do that? And is that
Okay.
her signature or?
Yeah, so she obviously chose this cool script. So I'm going to double click on it, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to type my name, or I'll delete hers. It looks like she did it in order for sizing. She made it 2 elements. So let me.
That really wasn't her own signature. It was
No.
maybe okay. Got it.
What she did was she found a script that she liked. So, and what I usually like to do is when I'm designing, you can do 1 of 2 things over in your design elements over here. Down in the bottom right-hand corner, you have the ability, well, we don't need that. Let's move that menu bar back. Down here in the corner, you can slide and reduce or increase your canvas. So if I want to get in there and really take a look at one of the elements of my design, in this particular case, I want to zoom in. I want to come up with my signature. She used, it looks like she used her first and last name because she was controlling the distance from one another. And I remember, so she can manipulate, keep her words together or further away. So I'm going to double click on the first name. I'm going to change that to Keith. Now, if I don't like the font, in this particular case, let's go here. Let's kill both of these. I'm going to use this negative space over this white space for me to design this element, and then I'll move it to where I want it to be. First, I'm going to click on text over on the left-hand side. Text is going to bring up fonts. Now, they've got recommendations and different fonts with colors. I want to keep this simple as a signature. So maybe I'll go with the subheader. These are not super relevant. They're just going to give you a starting point as far as size, your header, subheader, and body. I'm going to use subheader, and then I'm going to bring this over here in the corner, and I'm going to just type my first name, Keith. Now, I want to find the good signature script. So I'm going to highlight it, come up to my formatting up here in the top corner, and click on the drop-down arrow. And maybe I'm going to do, I wonder if I type signature. Nope. Okay, we're going to go script. All right. Let's find a script that looks good. You can read it, but it kind of has a feel like handwritten. I did like what she used. Let's find something. Let's go with this one here. Yeah, that works. Just for a sec. I don't care for this one, but I'm not going to spend too much time trying to find one. Once it creates or changes that script out, I can grab the rotation here and change that so it's a little turned sideways. Now, I can either come up here to hit text again and start a new one, or if I'm in control of it here where it's in purple blocked out, all I need to do is click on the plus symbol here for duplicate, and it's going to duplicate that for me. It'll keep my font size, it'll keep my script. Now all I'm doing is just I'm going to add in Flynn. Now the last name's a little bit bigger than the first, so I'm going to stretch this out by utilizing the stretch tool over here on the side. And now it'll bring that N up to match up with my name. And maybe I'll space these here just like that. Now, even though those are 2 separate elements, you can tell by clicking on those individually, I'm going to hold the shift down, click on both, and I'm going to group these together. Once I'm done designing that and I don't need to mess with it anymore, I'm going to group them. So now they'll move together as one element. And I like the group feature because sometimes you will design, like, let's say I'm going to go through this card here and these elements are all said and done. I will highlight them and I can group them. So if I ever want to manipulate them together, I don't have to move them one at a time, which is tedious. Now as a group, I can move the entire thing all in one shot, and I can zoom out a little bit so I get a better idea of the overall layout. And now I can move this element all together as one. Now, if I ever want to change or make an edit to one specific piece, all I'm doing is ungrouping. And now I have my individual design elements. I'll click out of that and then back into this specific one and make the change to westusa.com or whatever my domain name is. And then all I'm doing is just going through these one at a time. And I'm just making my edits to be specific to my business, me, my contact information, real estate agent. All right, there you go. So those design pieces are done. I'm going to hold the shift button down again, highlight all my design pieces, and I'm going to group them together and we'll bring those back. Whoop, I forgot some. Command Z to back up. And let's go back and make sure that we grab all of let's ungroup and make sure we get everybody. Everyone's got to get into the party, and we'll group those together and we'll move those back. And of course, what I love too about Canva is balance. I'm the guy at home who's like, I don't need a tape measure. It's level. I know it. I can see it. You know, I have a good eye. And then my wife and I start that whole argument. No, it's crooked. You can tell. Anyway, so for those who don't have a good eye, as you move your elements around, you'll see those solid purple lines that'll always orientate you to where you're at. The orientation is center. I'm halfway up and I'm halfway in the middle. There's my dead center. And that's where I can have it live off left a little bit. Now, if I ever wanted to group her in or my headshot in with everything and get a center, then I know all these elements combined. There's my center and there's my middle. And now I know it's balanced. Now I'm going to ungroup and I'm going to move this one down here. Now, clearly I want to remove her from here and I'm going to upload a photo of myself or another agent, whoever I'm designing for. Back over under my uploads. This is where all your photos upload. Everything you've ever uploaded from your shots, things that you've taken, pictures you have, you can bring those in. I'm going to click on this. Cool. This is actually not me. I wish I had a gray suit like that. This is AI generated. It's a whole nother thing that I was messing around with. Did not create this in Canva, but I did import in this design. So I shot about 10 headshots of myself here in the office, and then I had AI create this design. And I got, as you can see, I have all these different looks that it created. So it was really, I had a lot of fun with that one. I want to cut this background out so that I have just that silhouette like Reese had, the female before. So I'm going to click on my actual image and come up here to edit image. Now, in the edit image, there's tons of cool stuff. We're going to talk about Magic Studio last before I send you off for the day. But there's tons of filters in here to change out color hues, grays, gradients, different effects. Us in our industry, I don't recommend too many effects added to actual shots of homes. We don't want to ever distort the actual image or the interior shots to give off a different look than what really is for those. However, for us, we can have some more fun. But in this particular case, I'm going to remove the background. So I've highlighted my image and I'm going to come up here to BG background remover. Again, this option is only available for the pro plan. I highly recommend doing it. There you go. One click and it removed the background. I used to work, quick story. I used to work for an e-commerce site where we uploaded products onto the web page, but a lot of those products were shot on a lazy Susan or electrical lazy Susan that would slowly turn. I would shoot products, let's say a mug or a coffee cup or a bottle of something. And then I would go into Photoshop and I'd actually remove those from the shot so that I had this standalone image here. And it would take, a good 3 to 4 minutes per image to get them real clean, dialed in, crisp lines. Now we have AI doing it for us instantly, which is insane, and I love it. So there's my headshot here. Maybe I'm going to move this over to the edge, and we'll have all my information here in the center. I'm going to group it together, and I'm going to move it so that it's right here. Now, of course, I don't like the signature, but I'm not going to grind on that too much because we're just teaching you quick cover photos here on your design elements. Maybe I'll move this here and I'll move this here, and that's the signature. So that's a real simplistic design. Again, I'm going to come into my brand kit and I'm going to go to my logos and I'm going to find my compliance. Since I have a white background, I'm going to use the dark black R and MLS, and I'm going to use the fair housing. And then I'm just going to bring those in here to the corner. Again, they do not, they don't have to be loud, obnoxious, and detract from your overall design. They just need to be there and found on your information. So I'm going to shrink these guys down, and I'm going to have them live side by side, however you want them to be. Now notice how I'm doing. I've gotten real small with my elements. So again, we can come over here, zoom in so that we can see your elements together. I'm going to put them side by side. And if I want to, just for say, hold down shift, group them together. So now they'll move together wherever I want them to be. And here we go. So now I'm in compliance, got my contact information on there, real estate agent. Now, what's a big thing that's missing on here? West USA logo, right? So highly recommend having a West USA logo on your information or marketed, branded for your designs. Now, wherever you want to have that live, maybe it'll be here in the center. That's fine. There you go. Solid purple will give me dead center. Come on, why are you playing here with me? All right, that works. Okay, there we go. You know, now I'll move this down. It doesn't be too big. And there we go. Whoop, what happened? Did I lose them? There we go. Awesome. Signature, we'll group these together, move this down, and then I can reduce the both at the same time once my signature is there. So I know it doesn't really pop out, but it's there for you to have. Now, one of the big aspects of learning about your designs are layers. You have layers here on your design. Now, I could move my image over, and you can see I'm behind the font. All the font is on top of my face. If I ever wanted to bring that forward, take control of the design element that you want to move, and then up here in your formatting, you have a tab called position. Now that position will allow you to move your image or your element forward or back. So all I do is click one time and it will move it forward. You can see I came in front of the line. Next one's in front of the signature. Next one's in front of my name. And now I'm at the very front of all the images. So if I move it around, I'm blocking. Oh, one more. Well, you'll know because it'll gray out. It'll gray out here once you're to the very front. Or you could just hit backwards, go to the front, go to the back, all in one jump. I'm in front of everything now, so no design elements are in front of me. If you ever need to worry about that, that's how you make those changes so that your elements aren't stacked on one another. Or if you want to have some fun with you can put a font a little bit behind your head there, give yourself a little bit of a layered look. There's some real cool things you can do that as well. So I'm going to move back to undo there. All right, so that's just a really simple cover photo. Change these out for the holidays. Maybe I want to keep this look the same, but we have, Thanksgiving is coming up, so I'll just do Thanksgiving, and I'm looking for maybe like a background. So in this case, I'll come all the way down here to backgrounds on the left-hand side. And I've got all these different cool backgrounds to choose from, gradients, patterns, there's landscape, you'll have food. Let's see where we got one for Thanksgiving. I wonder what this one looks like. Okay, yeah, there we go. So I added a kind of a pumpkin theme for the Halloween, just around the corner, and that's now a background. Now, maybe I want, when we're designing our elements, we don't want to put darks on darks. So if we lose our font colors, there's a lot of options that we can to manipulate the image so that some things could pop. So I'm going to click on transparency, and let's see if I drop the transparency on that background image a little bit, so we can see the faintest elements of the pumpkin and Halloween. And so maybe I'll bump that up a little bit so you can still see my font, my logos, my headshot. And then I just have a subtle transparent background there for the logo. And again, this can continue to change. So let's say we get to Christmas and backgrounds. Maybe we'll go, let's see, let's go to photos. Under the photos tab, any of these photo elements you see here trending, these are all royalty free images that Canva has partnered with a lot of royalty free websites. And so when you're performing searches here, a lot of those images are going to populate from those sites. In this particular case, let's go with the background here. I'm going to highlight that pumpkin and delete. Now my new element for Christmas or the holidays is this one here, and I'm going to drag that out and I'm going to move it to the back. So we're going to go to the back, all in one shot. There you go. Now I don't want my fonts to encroach on some of the graphic design in the background here. So I'm going to undo, click out, and I'm going to highlight my contact information, and I'm going to group. One second here. Out, highlight, group, and drag down into the center. Get it out of the encroachment there, and we'll find, there we go. All right. So again, really easy stuff to do as far as, if I want to keep that look, but I just want to change out the theme for the holidays or a special event, back to school, water drive, you name it. Maybe I've got a collage of some homes. I can put them in the background. What I like to do is when I'm creating designs for, let's say, particularly for cover photos, up here in the top of your design where you can label your file, I'm going to put cover photos. And that'll be a working template that has just cover photos. And instead of redesigning every time, I will easily just click on this duplicate page. And now it's going to duplicate, drop down, and now I have page 2. So let's leave Christmas because I'm probably going to come back to it. And I like to see what I have as past work. And now I'm going to click on page 2. And basically what I've done is just duplicated the first cover photo. Now I'm going to change out the background in this one. Let's come with a different cover photo. Maybe I want to twice during the holidays. I want to switch out my cover photo just to keep it fun, keep it sticky. Again, when you change out your cover photo, that's a social media post. There will be a post on your feed. Whoever's following your page would see that. And then you can easily add a message to it if you wanted to as well. I'm going to position this to the back and move my contact information more over here into the white space. And of course, my logo is here. If I wanted to move the logo around, maybe put it down here next to me. We'll kill my signature for this one. And it's still there. You can see it. Maybe we'll enlarge it just a little bit, but again, it's not really standing out or changing any of the look of my feel of my design. But that's it. Real simple edits. Just change out the background real quick, move some things around. And now I've got my second one for Christmas. Again, I could just hit duplicate page. And now I've got my next one. Now, the trick is when you want to download these, if I want to download 3, let's say maybe I go through this process and I just create the entire year in a half hour. If I want to keep that same look, but I just want to change out the theme in the background, that's an easy way to do it and just say, I made the effort to have some changes, but I didn't really go into redesigning everything each and every time. And then when I'm ready to download them, I can do a couple different things here. I can hit share. I can go to download. And then I'm going to change my file type to a PNG or a JPEG, just depends on what files are recognized by Facebook, Instagram, Canva, and so on. I like JPEGs. And now I have select pages. It's going to default to all the pages that are on my design. In this case, there are 3. If I ever just want one, I don't need to redesign. I don't need to re-download all 12. Let's say I've got one for each day or each month of the year. I don't need all 12. I just want to download one of them. I would uncheck the all pages and I would select the one that I want. In this case is the most recent one and hit done. And then all I have to hit is download. It'll package that up for me, kick that out to my downloads folder. And then I can just come into my designs tab, find that under my downloads, double click on it, look at it at its full size, looks good. I really like it a lot. And then I'll just go and upload that to wherever I need to upload it. Or if I wanted to finish all 12, we're going to click out of this, hit share. And this time I just wouldn't uncheck all pages. I would leave them all, and I have the whole file to come down as a zip file. And now I've got 12 months of cover photos. And let's say I go back in and I just create a whole nother file and do this again. And maybe I create a holiday for each month, and then I can come back in and find something fun like National Donut Day, or some other theme, whatever theme you want to create. Now for my cover photos, I'm going to duplicate this one more time, and I'm going to remove the background, and we'll do something fun like, let's say I've got a listing. I'm going to come over here into my elements, and I'm going to delete Thanksgiving. So restart that from scratch. And what I'm looking for actually is going to be under grids and frames. Grids and frames are preset forms that allow you to upload an image into that frame or grid. In this case, if I chose the circle, that brings the circle onto the design for me. And I, in theory, can then click on uploads. Let's say I've got a logo, or maybe I'm co-branding my content with another loan officer or title rep. I have their headshot. All I need to do is drag that and hover over the circle and let go, and it automatically frames it for me based on the frame that I've selected. And I can do some co-branding, or maybe put them in the corner, or maybe this is a design element, a logo, an interior shot of a home. Maybe I want to have some fun with it. Double click to always take back or control of the design. Hit delete. My temp or my frame is still there, but let's go find a house. Maybe I got a new listing. Got a lot of stuff in here, guys, from all the things I've created over the years. I know there's a house in here somewhere. Or maybe I got an award. Maybe there's a group photo of my team. We got an award. I'm going to drag that in and drop it in. And it won't let me manipulate it too much because of the way the circle is. But let's say we got Brock here with Clint and Bob. Rest in peace, Bob. Miss you, dude. So we've got your design elements here. Maybe this is a home. Maybe this is a team photo. Whatever it is, basically, I think you get the concept. You can actually add the photo into that template. If I want to change that out and make it a different frame altogether, go back to my elements. We'll make it a square frame. Let's do something fun here. I'm going to add 2. And I'm going to take possession of this first one here. I'm going to come to uploads. Let's just go house. Again, keyword searches are awesome. Find a lot of cool stuff by just simply using a keyword search, not only for their designs, but things that you've uploaded. Here's an exterior of a home. I'm going to drop that over to design. I'm clearly not going to get the whole thing in there. So I can either manipulate it side by side or find the right frame that would complement a horizontal photo. There's an exterior shot, and let's find a interior shot, random interior shot. I clicked on it once, it drops it onto my canvas, and then now I've got that into here, and I've got a little collage going of, maybe this is either a past work I've done or a home that currently on the market. If it is, you could put just listed, under contract, just sold, whatever all those fun ones are, however you want to design that. You can either keep your background simplicity, minimalistic with white, or we can come down again to the backgrounds, find something that's maybe an abstract or something, a design element that's subtle, but doesn't detract from the overall messaging. So I've seen a lot of stuff out there, a lot of competing and clashing elements. Always remember, what is the takeaway you want with your design? I want them to see that I have a listing, my contact information, and a nice headshot. Then have those be your lead elements that are bright, fully 100%, not transparent, but full 100%. And then keep everything minimalistic. And so the eye is naturally drawn to whatever it is that you'd like them to see. So really simple edits, but even just this little effort put into it stands out compared to some of the things that we've all seen out there. So if you're really someone who's excited about creating your own design elements, easy to do in that respect. Okay, templates. Let's jump into file. Go back to home here real quick. It's Canva. And then what's nice is as you work, remember with Canva, it's auto saving for you. So, if you're on your phone or your laptop gets knocked off the table, you didn't worry about hitting save, it automatically saves your designs as you're creating them, which is really awesome. You always come back in, reopen those back up, and pick back right back where you left off again. It didn't forget anything. So really, really neat opportunity for you there. I'm going to come back to one really cool benefit for you guys when if you have the pro plan is resizing. Again, I'm all about working smarter, not harder. So if this cover photo is fantastic, but boy, I would love to have this as an Instagram post as well. Since Instagram posts don't traditionally, they don't have a cover photo option. Let's say I would love to have this as a single post on my Instagram. Obviously, I'm on page number 4 here. In the upper left-hand corner, I'm going to come to resize and magic switch. Now, what's really neat is you've already designed it. What your pro plan will allow you to do is now change this and resize it to a Instagram post. So I'm going to type in Instagram post. I've got a couple different options. I've got a portrait, which is 1080 by 1350 pixels, or symmetrically square 1:1, which is 1080 by 1080 here, square. I'm going to choose that one and hit continue. It's going to do its thing, and some cool magic to it. And then you can see here, oh, awesome. Okay, page 1, 2, 3, and 4. So it's designing all of those. In this case, I'm going to hit redesign, copy and redesign. And now I'm going to open it in Instagram posts. A new tab will open, which is nice. I can always, it didn't distort or change anything here. It just opened a new tab. And now my designs are all in this tab here. Now, as you can see, some things need to be massaged around, but hey, they're all there, right? All your elements are there. Now all I'm going to worry about is just coming here and dragging my information where I would like it to be. I'd like to center. Maybe we'll bring me down here in the corner. I'm going to move him over for now. I don't know what I really want to do with him. I do like my home listed here at the top. And now, so you notice how now some of this information is behind. So I'm going to click on this image and I'm going to position it and go backward so that my contact information comes forward. And I'm going to highlight that. It's currently grouped. So I don't need to do these design elements one at a time, but what I will do is just grab a corner, drag it down, and then I've got my contact information there. Or maybe I would like to move this one up a little bit, and I'm going to bring this down here. So everything stacks real nice with my credentials, who I'm with, my contact information, and I want this design to really scream the home, because at the end of the day, I know I have low self-esteem, so I like large headshots. I'm like kidding. But the branding is great, but it doesn't need to be all about you. Just have an element in there so I can see who you are. And if I ever ran into you out and about at Costco, whatever the case may be, I can recognize you from your current headshot. Don't use those senior yearbook photos. Stay away from those. Maybe let's do something real simple side by side here. There you go. Real nice design element. Maybe enlarge this a little bit just for those. Again, I know, keeping in mind they're going to consume this content in the palm of their hand on a cell phone device. So things are naturally going to be a little bit smaller. Keep that in mind so that when they're scrolling, they can see your contact information. Everything's legible, all one shot. There you go. That literally took me, 3 minutes? And I was talking about it even faster if I just did it. And now I've got a social media post and can instantly post right onto my Instagram. If you want to have fun with it, maybe we want to animate one element to your image. I'm going to click on me, hit animate, and now I can go through all these different preset animations, rise, pan, fade, blur, something simple like a nice little swipe in or pop up from below. I like that one. Let's go baseline. And since he's going to animate it, I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. Cool. Now, what's awesome is just that little designation of my headshot being animated. This is now going to automatically turn it into a video, which is really cool. And so now I'm going to come up here in the upper right-hand corner, hit share, download. I'm going to uncheck all those pages and just do the fourth one. And as you can see now, my file type is an MP4. It's a video. Videos play really well on social media, Facebook, Instagram, you name it. They've all told us and conditioned us as marketers that the algorithm prefers video. So that little animation now makes this a video. And traditionally with the algorithm, they will organically push more content out when it's a form of a video over a static image. So just by that simple design element, technically this is now a video, and I will hit done and download. That'll package it up for me and create that to my download folder. And that takes a little bit longer because of the animation portion of it. But what I'll show you is when it's all said and done, you then can simply either email that to yourself, or what I like to do, and my tip is I like to design a lot of things on desktop because I have a larger monitor. I can see more detail. I can get things a little more dialed in and more crisp. And then once I've saved or created my designs, I can easily open my app on my smartphone, mobile device, or Android, whatever Apple you're using. And all these design elements are now in there. So design at home and then post on the go from your mobile device. I don't need to email it or send it to myself directly. Or if you're using Meta Business Suite, you can post from there as well. And now we'll jump into my downloads folder, find my video. And as you can see here, I'll move this over for you. There we go. All I hit do is hit play and I pop up. That's a 20-second clip. Even though it's just a simple animation like that, it tells the algorithm, hey, he's got a video, and that'll pop up as someone is scrolling. And little flicker moments like this, little eye catchers are designed to help you to get people stop scrolling, that thumb stopping content. A little animation like that as I'm scrolling through my feed. If I see your piece of social media pop up and your headshot pops up real quick, I'm going to stop on that real quick because it caught my attention. And then remember, these algorithms are not just the algorithm on Instagram is not just watching thumb stopping content, but often too with video, if you press and hold. So if you've got a little bit of, if there's information or a tip or a trick or a how to or a question, if you not only can get them to stop, but if they stop and hold on it because it's animated or it's a video, that hold time also counts towards your algorithm and helps with your organic growth. So definitely a little cool tip there for you when it comes to creating designs. All right, just getting a drink of water here real quick. If there's not any questions, I'm going to keep rocking and rolling. Carousel posts. So same concept with the Instagram. On a carousel post on Instagram, hopefully you guys know this. A carousel post on Instagram can be up to 10 photos in a single post. This is an awesome tool for especially our industry as real estate agents. Your ability to get people to stop scrolling and go through your content is going to be a great play for you. And a carousel post is an awesome tool to get them to do that, especially for us where we have multiple images or we have multiple photos for a particular home. A carousel post for a listing is a fantastic option for you and one that I think plays really well with Instagram. So I'm going to come over here to File. I'm going to create a new design. And I'm going to create an Instagram square post. In this case, a 1080 by 1080. Brand new tab opens up, blank slate here for you. And I'm going to do what we call an establishing shot for a carousel. Over here under my elements tab, I'm going to choose and go back down to grid. And maybe I'm going to I'll choose probably, let's go 3 here. I've got 3 shots here, 3 grids that are going to have 3 separate images on this design. So I'm going to choose my framing, and then I'm going to come back to my uploads, and I'm going to find the house. And again, I'm just going to use any shots that pop up. So maybe we'll go with the lead shot of an exterior home, and I'm going to drag it over the first element here. I'm going to double click on that and see if I can get that to reduce in size. No, I can't. All right. Ideally, when we're shooting photos, we want to make sure that images will fit nicely. Maybe let's go double click here and let's go down to this one. Delete. Try again. Oh, no, that's not the one I want. I want this guy. There we go. Since this frame, there you go, plays better with this actual shot, this is what I'm going to use here. Back at house again. I'm gonna look for an interior shot. So let's go back with this master bedroom. Sorry, the main bedroom. Double click. I'm gonna move that over a little bit so I get more of the bed element in there. And we'll do that there. And I've got, let's see if we've got any other interior shots. We'll go with this kitchen here. And I'm gonna move that up, double click, and we'll leave it there like that. So here's 3 establishing shots. maybe some of these are your wow photos, kitchen, master bed, pedestal sink, or tub, whatever the case may be. This is your starting image here. And we've got our grid, and I want to just do a quick little customization. So maybe we'll go to my uploads, and I'll delete the house, and I'm going to look for my headshot here, drop it over the center. I'm going to actually come in, edit, and remove the background again. See how fast it does it once it gets it down. Now, I don't want to be there. Oh yeah, this is where we're going to have an issue here. And I apologize about this. When we're using these grids, we run into a situation where it thinks it wants to dump it over here. So let me work on one thing here real quick and see if I can trip it out. Let's change something here. Let's go shape. I'm going to choose a shape and manipulate. Anytime you see these little white tools here in the corners and your sides, it means you can manipulate the shape. I'm going to put a little bit of a footer down here. I don't want to cover the whole image. So my gray footer for now will be transparent. So I'm going to come up here to my transparency tab. And I'm going to drop that down so it starts to reveal more of the home, but I want it to be as a footer. So I'm going to leave it a little bit dark. I'm going to come down here. I'm going to shrink that down a little bit, give myself a footer. And maybe let me make it a little bit darker again. Let's go maybe like a 67. There we go. So we see a little bit of the house. The reason why I'm doing it there is I put a little bit of dark background because I want to put some white text in this particular case. I'm going to choose a text here. I put just listed. And let's stretch that out. I'm going to change this white since I chose a gray background. That white's going to pop for me. So I'm going to use, again, the formatting all across the top here for your font. Select what you want to use, choose your color, and then you got your colored palettes here. Now, see where the West USA brand kit is? If you've got a brand kit installed on your Pro plan, then you would have that here as well. And then you can start to change your designs based on your brand kit. I'm going to choose white. Oop. Come on, guys. And let's go. There we go. Highlight it first and go white. And my J, white. Okay, there we go. Now I'm going to drag this down and put this down right over. It's on top of that gray box that I created. So see how it pops? Now, if I were to move, there you go, I'm center. If I were to move that back, you'll see how it get dark. Then I go forward. So now it's all the way to the back. It's behind everything. I'm gonna move it all the way to the front. So it pops white, just listed. Now I'm gonna have a little fun here and see if it does what I wanted it to do originally. Uploads, my headshot, edit the image, remove the background, and drag right here in the corner. Boom. All right. Again, I don't need my big head all up in there, but a little bit of branding is fine. Now, what I'm doing is I'm layering that image, that headshot on the gray bar. If I try to put it here, then the frame thinks I want it to be in the frame. So this is what I'm doing to manipulate it so it didn't do that. Little headshot in the corner. Again, we're going to get into the carousel post where we're going to see more of the photo here. This is just an establishing first image that you land on when you're on or in Instagram. And of course, I can come in here and put the rest of my design elements, just listed. Maybe, if I put under elements, I can type in just listed and see if they've got any design elements that I can use. Cool. Under graphics, instead of just typing it simple here, maybe I can grab something that's already been designed for me. I'm going to delete this one. And I'm going to come and maybe do something fun. Now you can see they have got some animations. So I could grab this animation, put it down here in the bar where I originally had just listed. And I can add that component down here. Again, it immediately turns my image into a video. So again, good for the algorithm. And you can have your first one be an image or a video and then go into images on your carousel. And then move this one over here just a little bit. I can add more to this. I can add maybe, Paradise Valley Home or North Phoenix property, whatever I want to add on, I can continue to do so. What I do like about carousel posts, and we want to tell our audience, they're going to see that it's a carousel post because there's those little dots that indicate they can swipe to the right. Or I can come up here into the elements and type in swipe and hit enter. And now I'm going to get these icons that will tell my audience on screen that they can swipe. And in this case, I'm not going to make that big and obnoxious, but I could maybe, let's see, let's go here. You know what, let's do this. Let's flip it because we are going to swipe left. So I'm going to flip me. So now I'm on this side. I'm going to move this element to the center. Let's enlarge this a little bit. I can use that space on the side of the house. And just in. And now I'm going to take my little swipe icon, bring it down here into my bar and make it small. This just tells the viewer, the person consuming your content, that there's more to it. I'm change that white. And now that means they can swipe left. Now I'm ready for my next image. Now I'm going to highlight this second page, delete it. I'm going to delete everything off of it because this is now going to take me into the actual house itself. And so let me find a frame here. We can do, I'm looking for, oh yeah, house. So we can either do one of two things, keep it really simple, and I can grab the image and just utilize the entire space to showcase the image, or I can add more messaging to this. So I can leave it just as such and then come back up here, grab my swipe icon. I'm going to copy, come in the corner here and hit paste. And I'm just going to leave that design element consistent through my carousel post. You see where I'm going with this? So when I land on my Instagram carousel post, here's your first one, swipe left. Here's your second one. Now we can do something fun like text overlay. And we can say, remodeled kitchen. And if you want to keep it real simple, you can easily just grab and, okay, come on. Put it here in the corner. Maybe we will enlarge it a little bit to go 40. And if we want to get that to pop a little bit, maybe I'll come over here to my elements and I'll delete the swipe and I'll grab a little bit of maybe a shape. So I'm going to put this shape bar behind the kitchen. Now, all I need to do is just make some manipulations here, change this down a little bit. And there we go. I can grab the remodel, make sure it's centered. See that little dash line? That means it's centered in the box. We'll go remodel kitchen. Now I can take this. Let's change this maybe to, let's get it to pop a little bit. So maybe we'll do like a cool background like that. And then I can always drop the opacity on that, change and make it a little more see-through, enough for the font to pop, but not to detract from the photo, and I can still see it. There you go, remodel kitchen. Done. There's number 2. So now all I'm going to do is come over here and hit duplicate. My third carousel post is now going to drop. What am I going to do? I'm going to remove that image, come back to my uploads, find my house, find my second shot. Maybe it's the interior, maybe it's the master bedroom or it's the living room. Find my shot, size it so it fits well again. Let's shrink that down so I can see the full frame. And I'm going to enlarge that over here. Now I'm going to move this back because I lost some elements. So we're going to go position back. There's my little box again. I'm even change the box color this time to be an element from within this design here. So I do like that brown wood. So we'll find that one. This time, let's change my font to maybe a lighter color or a white color photo. So what I love about this too is that Canva's AI will scan the images that you're working with and it will give you those colors from the photo. So if you want to keep things cohesive, which is really nice, see the elements that it's stealing from, everything from my headshot to interior shots. And maybe I can grab a color that resonates from an earlier image and we'll use the blue for that font or the lighter blue for the font. So you have a continuity of color palette and designs across the entire post itself. And one element I'm going to design here was grab my, oh, you know what? Let me show you guys something here real quick. If you ever want to work with your layers, there's 2 ways to do that. When you click on position, you have your arrange, which will show you forward and backwards, which we've been using since we've been on this webinar, or layers. When you click on layers, it shows you all your layers broken down here. Now, see, I have a layer there, but he's hidden because the actual main image was on top. So I'm going to click on him and I can easily drag him above the image. And when I do so, you'll see that image now appears here in the bottom. So a couple different ways to do that. You can arrange by moving back and forth, side to side, centering it, left it, or layers by moving your layers around and dragging them above one another, which would then reveal my swipe icon in the bottom right-hand corner. So I'm keeping that consistent design throughout the entire carousel post. I can go on and on and on, but now in this case, let's say I'm just going to do 3 posts. I've got my first one, my establisher one, my second, my third, and maybe my last one would be then we'll remove this, and that. I will come back, grab my headshot again. This is my finishing slide. I'm going to paste that in. Not sure why you're not there. Okay, interesting. Wonder why that is. Maybe a little bit of a glitch, but okay. Well, then I'll just do this. We'll go to elements and my uploads. I will remove the house and I will find my headshot again, remove the background, and I will put myself back in the corner here. And maybe this is where your call to action is going to live. So now I get a text, I get my call to action, call for more information, free home evaluation. I'd like to see the property, contact me for more information. Whatever your call to action and your branding will be would all live here. So this is your final slide. So whatever you want your last element to be, whatever you want them to do, you can take all of your designs here, your brand components, and drop your logos on and create your luxury property. Great. Grab your luxury property logo in the corner, add all your other information, and now you've got your carousel post. Now hit share, downloads, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to download all of those. What this will do is zip this into a zip file for me onto my desktop. I can then upload those, airdrop those to me, email them to myself, or download them from the app. And once those are all created, then I can add those to my Instagram, select multiple posts, and I'll show you here. Under downloads, we have, did it add it as a video? Did it do all 5 of those or did it? Hold on here. All right. Nope, that was the original one. Where did that go? Is it done yet? Where are you at? It did. It created the whole thing as an image or as a video. That's actually kind of cool. So in this particular case, wait, I wonder why it did that. It's not what I wanted it to do. Oh yeah, there we go. It did. All right. It basically made it a full video as opposed to my carousel post because I didn't download those individually. All right, that was my little trick or my little slip up. However, I think you guys understand by downloading those as your individual components and your individual posts, you can then have those carousel posts and they can easily just swipe left and you would have those elements as a carousel post for your Instagram. Yeah, Kelly, what's up?
Yeah, so when you say download it individually, so when you just downloaded it, turned it into like a film.
Because I have this component right here. Okay. So that animation right there turned my download into a MP4. Now, once I removed it, it's now a JPEG.
Okay.
And I can download all those. Now, because they're JPEGs, they will be 4 separate photos. That element that moved made it a video. So what I would do is then, knowing that it's going to make it all a video, I would download that one component separately. Then I would go in and make these and download all 3 of those.
Okay. Got it.
It's a little bit of a workaround. It just defaulted to all video. And that made it a bit confusing. We're almost done here with the download. So once it finishes up here, it should be a zip file. Come on. There it is. All right, zip file. So double click, it'll open it up. And there you go. So let me enlarge this for everybody so we can see it. There are my 4 components. So now I could either, email these to myself, drag and drop. If I have a Mac, I can AirPlay it to my cell phone or go into my app on my cell phone and download these components. Now I'm in the camera roll, go into Instagram, and I can post these as 4 separate carousel posts. And all they're doing is swiping left, seeing the remodeled kitchen, seeing the main living room, and then my call to action. Of course, you can do up to 10 of these. So depending on how much you want to showcase of a property, you have that option, which is really awesome. The carousel posts are a great play for us as real estate agents because it gets people to stop scrolling on your content, and you can deliver more of a message, especially when it comes to showing a property. Or maybe we're spotlighting a neighborhood, or we're doing a small business owner spotlight, school, park, splash pad. Maybe there's 3 splash pads within a 20-mile radius of a neighborhood that you're looking to farm, and you want to do a cool, lifestyle piece where, hey, did you know that within 85085, there's 4 splash pads that you can visit, and each of those posts or each of those photos on your carousel is each splash pad that you visited. And you can give a little bit of information. Maybe the address is in the corner. It's $10 to get in, or whatever that may be. But again, really great use or balance of showcasing a neighborhood, utilizing the carousel posting, and then delivering some great content to your audience. And especially if you're an agent who may not have a listing, or you have one, we want to give that perception of still being busy, still keep our content fresh, still keeping people looking at our content, staying top of mind with our followers. Doing a lot of these cool lifestyle pieces will help fill in the gap there for sure. Okay, let me finish strong here. We did cover cover photo, carousel post, just some design elements for a cover photo, see some basic functionality for you. Want to get into your Magic Design before we finish up here. Magic Design is a really cool studio that they have now that has tons of cool components to it. Highly recommend spending some time in here. They have lots of tutorials and educational videos for you on how to utilize components. But with the use of Magic Design, AI is really doing a lot of those things that it took graphic designers, professionals a long time to do. And let me see if I can utilize one of the previous components. Let's just do this. I'm just gonna create a blank one. Let's highlight all these guys, delete. I'm gonna delete him. One of the really cool Magic Design elements that I love under the functionality here is I'm just gonna let's just find a good shot of somebody in the background. Let's see. Let's have fun with Nick. All right, we'll take advantage of Nick here. All right, here's a headshot of Nick. We're gonna put this onto my design. Whatever element it is that you would like to change or move around. One of the cool things that the Magic Design has now is the ability to edit the photo and remove that background, which we already saw on your background remover. Magic Grab is amazing because instead of removing the background, we want to keep that background, but I want to move Nick around in it. So I'm going to click on Magic Grab, and the AI is going to start to do its work. Now, once it's scanned the main image, in this particular case, I'm going to click on Nick here. And then once it highlights it in blue, I'm going to hit Grab. AI is going to remove Nick from the background, but it's going to fill in the background so we don't have a hole or a missing spot where Nick once was. And now I can grab Nick and move him around. So, I mean, this is wild, and so many applications for this technology. It's amazing. But now the background stays the same. Maybe it's a shot of you in front of a home, or your buyers are in front of the home, and we want to do something fun where we want to move them but not change or alter the background. And now I have the ability to do something fun like these are 2 different elements. So maybe I'll, expand this out, pull Nick over here in the corner, and now I've got a really cool split where, he's part of this original photo. Maybe over here is a little message. We put him in the center. We get a really cool broken up background. It really just adds some complexity and breaks from the norm, what we see for a lot of designs, which I really think is awesome. And let me find a great example of, here we go. I like this one. This is a baseball one. Obviously, it's just one that's really available, but it's got a huge background to it. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to enlarge this. Let's just pretend this is a homeowner in front of a house, whatever the case may be. And I want to remove this main element from it. I'm going to use Magic Grab. We're going to click on, once it scans it, then we've got your click. I'm going to click on the bat. I'm going to hit Grab. And AI is going to process its work. and it's going to remove the player from the background. Maybe I want him to be a little bit bigger in the photo or smaller in the photo. Now I've got two different components, so I can shrink this down so it fills the frame. And maybe I want my baseball player to be a little bit smaller now, and I'm going to pull him down. So really, again, everything stays uniform as far as the composition, the colors, the gradients, the grains to it, the filters. Nothing looks out of the ordinary. All I've done is just reduce the size of the main image from there. The fact that it's able to fill it in the background is just really amazing. If I want to make this particular person bigger, or if I wanted to now pull him away, and I want to add an element to the picture that says, something fun like, let's go play ball. I'm going to enlarge this to make my font bigger. Because I removed him from the background, I can do something fun like center this text, and I can move him now forward. And now something fun like that, where the font or the text is just behind him. And what I'm doing is I'm creating some depth and layering now by doing that. So with a flat image where he was part of the background, he couldn't do it before, but now that I can remove him or remove the object, I can do something fun like that with some overlays or call to action, and really add some cool components to it. Again, hours of design for professionals, seconds for the use of Canva. So the magic is all in that process with the design, which is really cool, fun tool to use here. Back with the Magic Write Studio, you've got Magic Write, which is going to help you with creating content. You're going to open a document here with Canva documents or their tabs. We can have it create a ton of different stuff, content for a video. It can write a lot of your content for you based on what you've given it in the way of your goals, your mission, what your expectations are. Let's go Canva doc. And with your Canva documents, same thing with that. We've got everything from presentations, slideshows, you name it. Here's where we're going to ask AI to create something for us. And I'm going to hit plus. I'm going to go Magic Design or Magic Write. And I'm going to say, give me 5 social media posts for a real estate agent looking to entice first-time home buyers on why moving to Arizona is great. And I'll hit generate here. Same principle with Canva, or sorry, with ChatGPT. Obviously, AI is going to help you create some social media posts. What's fantastic about this is it includes emojis, hashtags, because I said social media. So those are all elements that are usually customarily found with your social media post. And now I have 5 social media posts ready for me to go under the Canva documents. Let's go with number 1. And then I would then come back over to another tab and then find an element or create a graphic that would accompany this social media post. So in this case, dreaming of your first home, Arizona might be a perfect place for you to live. So maybe I come back over to my designs. Sorry, find it here. And I can find an exterior shot under my photos, Arizona, and find a cool shot of Arizona for my establishing shot on my social media. And believe that we got a mountain there, Tempe. And maybe then I can again start all over from scratch again, or use an existing template, but I can come into my photos, my uploads, find my headshot, remove the background, and then obviously brand this for myself. And let's find some here. There we go. Find this guy here, remove the background. And I can start to customize this on, a great marketing piece on why you should move to Arizona. Now, this obviously clashes, too much going on here. So maybe I might do something like use a frame and then frame that out so that I don't have too much clashing in the way of the design element in the background. And we'll come to uploads, grab my headshot, drop it in here. There we go. I'm probably gonna enlarge this a little bit, fill the frame. I'll drag it so it's center. There we go. Put that in a corner. And then, we could do elements where I use the shapes again. And I'll drag my elements over here. Maybe I'll give myself a little footer because I'm going to have my contact information in the bottom here. And I'll make this down towards the bottom. And I'm going to move this to the back under positioning, go backwards. That brings my headshot forward. I'm going to change the color on this to match the photo colors. So again, here's the photo and all the colors that are within the photo. Again, it extracts it, pulls all that out. And so I can find something, maybe I want to use some of the light pinks and the reds here for my font. So, or I can change the footer to match that. Go with a purple element. I'm going to choose this font. I'm going to go colors, use this pink. And now I got the pink overlay down here, and I can use that for my call to action or my contact information, my phone number. If I want to change that color, maybe more white, or it's another element from here, a yellow, a gray, whatever the case may be. As you guys can see, there's just amazing options when it comes to creating your content. In this particular case, Magic Write has an over your text, shorten, rewrite. So if we wanted to take, let's say, you probably wouldn't put this much text over an overlay. I'd use this for the body of the post, but just for chuckle's sake, let's see what we come up with on your rewrite. It's going to rewrite the header. So if I were to type something like Keith Flynn sells homes, or call me for more information, your Magic Write functionality is baked throughout the content. In this case, it's not going to. I didn't really give it anything to start with. So what I will do is paste. Ooh, let's drop that down to 10, 12. All right, there we go. So obviously there's a lot of text here. I wouldn't recommend putting that onto the post, but if you did, you just have that option to add a lot of content in there. And we can have Magic Write look for spelling errors, change it to formal. They've got some other cool functionalities, fix spellings. It'll go through your spelling for you, which is awesome, and change out your spelling if you have any mistakes, detect any spelling mistakes you may have. What's sprinkle fairy dust mean? I'm curious. Let's see what that one. I haven't meant that one in. Oh, envisioning your inaugural abode, Arizona, a realm of mystical deserts. Really, wow. You're really using the vocabulary words there. Took us up from a sixth grade reading level to 12. So pretty cool. Lots of cool tools in there, functionality. Highly recommend playing with it, having a good time. You can't really break anything. Of course, if you have any questions at all, you can always email me. I'm Keith, Keith, at westusarealty.com. I'm going to do a part 2 where we really get into the Magic Studio and get into a lot of the design elements and things that you can do with expanding. If you're missing backgrounds, they've got their expand is really cool. It helps generate and extend any scenery. So maybe we're missing some scenery. We want to continue that shot on. The AI will scan your existing image and expand that, which is awesome. We already talked about Magic Grab, which is basically editing an element within it, but not changing or leaving a hole in your design. And Magic Edit is actually one of the last cool pieces. I wonder what I can show you real quick on Magic Edit. Let's see here. Let me shrink this down. Let's go here. Let's delete this real quick. I know we are a little bit over, and I appreciate your guys' patience. Under Magic Edit, let's go photos. The kid with backpack. School time. Yeah, let's see here. Let's see. Let's go kid with backpack. Edit image. Let's go Magic Edit. Click. It's going to scan the image for me, and let's see what we can do. Let's highlight her. Let's go brush, and let's do this. Her arms are in the way, so I don't know if we're going to have much luck here, but I can give you an idea of what make. Let's see if we can get it to generate it for us. Make the backpack red. I just grabbed what was available, but if you wanted to put a if you wanted to put a flower or a vase on a kitchen table with flowers in it, you can. If we want to remove a toaster oven, if we want to remove any elements from the house that's not eye appealing, or then we can. There you go. It changed her yellow backpack to red for me. All I had to do was just highlight it and then tell AI what I wanted to do, which is really wild. I think it's just fascinating what you can do with the technology now. So if you ever need to make anything different than the way you've had it, then you can certainly do that through the use of artificial intelligence for sure. Let me see if I find another house photo again. We're just talking about that. And let's see. Let's add, not that we would do this because it would be false advertising. However, let's say we've got an ugly ass bush and the landscaper couldn't get there before we wanted to shoot photos. So we're going to hit edit image, magic, and we're going to highlight that bush and hit remove and generate. I'm just doing a simple edit for removing. And it did not remove, but gave me better options. Okay, well, no one wants a dead bush. We've got plenty of those. Then let's do this. Let's add more bushes. Curious now. Whoop, nope, that's not what we wanted to do. Edit. Let's go here. I will definitely, on the next round for the magic, I will have practical edits for you. We will go through and I'll get some designs created and some ideas so how the real world application for you on the magic design. But there you go. So I've got 4 options. If I want to add some landscaping in, again, caution when it comes to editing anything to a home. We certainly don't want to do that. Of course, we want to add some big screen TVs. I don't know why I did those, or paintings, but you can see how I easily added some landscaping. So maybe we want to doctor up some photos that don't have anything to do with the specific home, but maybe the neighborhood. We need to make these design elements, simple instructions can go a long way. So we're gonna hit cancel. I'm going to, let's have fun with it here. Add not that we want to mislead anybody, but I'm just doing some fun stuff, top of mind ideas to give you guys an idea of how cool this technology is. And it's just it's getting better and better and better. Okay, we've got ourselves a little front yard. What? Okay, that was wild. That's not what I was expecting. So definitely lots of work to go or to come with AI. But as you can see, there's lots of cool design elements you can do with brush size, changing out. Inspire me is, if you ever want to leave it up to them, AI will do something for you. And I don't know what the inspire me was going to benefit from, but I would imagine it would actually create some things that are relevant to the photo that it sees in the image. So okay, that is me. Hopefully I've covered some cool stuff and provided some value for you guys. You guys have some takeaways, some fun things you can do with your design elements. Easy things to do are creating your social media pieces. If you're using ChatGPT, have it write 12 days of social media posts, or come in here and add on to your 5, build out a calendar, editorial calendar. If you ever wanted to use any of their templates for presentations, letters, emails, you name it, they have a ton of different templates that you can use to create letters, thank you letters, postcards, their documents, their Canva docs. Great place to create those open house one-off sheets. Maybe you design and create a one-off sheet on neighborhood areas or amenities around the neighborhood, places to shop, restaurants nearby. Maybe there's a map in the corner for nearest access to the freeway. Some fun things you can hand out and create branded for your marketing materials as you are at open homes, and then hand those out to your audience. Lots of cool design elements and AI assist in there for you. Okay, other than that, you guys are all set. Thank you very much, Kelly. You appreciate it. Glad having you. It was nice having you guys on. And email me if you have any questions. Keep an eye on the calendar for another Canva class down the road. I'm going to jump into magic, deep into magic, and we'll do some fun stuff that's practical for you guys. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care.